name is Daniel Victor Omolo. I am the production manager in Joseph Zabel Africa. Where we are at is our stock. That is where we keep every material we need for production, from start to finish. In this specific room that we are in, it stocks everything that we need for what we call upper production. So that includes leathers that we use on the top and inside the shoe, and the things that are in between. Kuna vitu vingi katika viatu mtu haoni, wavaa tu. But kati hizo ngozi mbili kuna stakabadhi vile ziko hapo katikati. All those materials are also in here. And so this is basically step one of production, quote unquote. From the planning side, unapata, okay, we need this number of pairs for this specific shoe. Calculations zinafanyika, ndo hapa nyuma, hiyo ndo kazi inaendelea hapa sasa hii. Kuna kukata pia, sababu si kila kitu zinakatwa sawa. Ngozi kuna venye nakatwa piece moja. Kuna materials ambazo zinakuja in rolls. So hizo kule mkiingia production kwa mashini, kuna mashini zinakuwa layer kadhaa. So inakatwa piece moja. Jamaa kikata hivi, mpata imekata pair 5 thereabout. So that's why here mchanganyiko. Kuna hizo za ngozi na kuna zingine za ramo textile. So hizo zinakatwa tofauti. Yeah.
My name is Tom Gichangi. I'm the in charge here at Joseph Zabel Africa Limited. Joseph Zabel Africa Limited is a shoe manufacturer based at the beautiful south coast of Diani, Uganda. So we have the privilege of only being 4 years old, but we are a subsidiary of Joseph Zabel GmbH based in Germany, which brings a shoe heritage of 138 years of experience. Here at Joseph Zabel Africa, we make school shoes. Two things about our shoe is that we make the most lightweight shoes in Africa. And again, we are the largest consumer of grade 1 leather in East and Central Africa. We also have the privilege of being the first shoe company in East and Central Africa to have exported over 200,000 pairs of shoes to the UK, to US, to Canada, and the whole of Europe. One beautiful thing about our shoe, like the shoe I'm holding, is that we are the largest supplier of Nordstrom. For anyone who has had the privilege of traveling outside the country, you know that Nordstrom is the largest shoe retailer in the US. And so we have the privilege of being their largest supplier. Here at Mvindeni, where we are based, is that we have 120 employees who are permanent, and then we have 50 employees who are casual. We run one shift, which is 8 to 5, where we have the capacity to produce 500 pairs of shoes per day. You can find our shoes at selected Naivas outlets. You can find them also we have distributors. We have a retail shop right here where we are. We also have one in Nairobi at the Bazaar, in Nakuru and Eldoret, and even Kisumu. One thing about our shoe, if you've never worn our shoe, then most probably you're walking barefoot. Thank you.
How unique is your shoe? Because you talked about
Good thing. Two things particularly about our shoe, that we are the only company that using TPR sole. TPR sole stands for thermoplastic rubber. That means our shoe can withstand the tear, the wear and tear and the tension, because it's made of pure TPR material. That means for an average school-going children, that is the most lightweight shoe. Inside our shoe, inside the lining, we use sheep leather. Sheep leather is very good for the foot. One, because if you wear it barefoot, I mean, some people might want to wear barefoot, or even you have socks that probably are not sweat absorbent. You have the privilege of, when you slide your foot inside our shoe, you are quite sure that there's no odor emanating, simply because we have treated the lining made out of sheepskin to the highest utmost level from our tannery, that you can never get such a shoe. So it's good for the feet, it slides easily, and it's sweat absorbent.
Where do you get the raw material?
Good question. So 80% of our shoe is the upper material and the leather. We are privileged that we are getting our leather. All our leather is made from cow. So we get it from Alfarama tanneries in Athi River, Nairobi. The sole material, the sole itself, we make it here. But we have to import the material from Italy, because Italy is known to be to manufacture the best sole material. However, there's some few components that you also have to import. You very well know that the shoe industry in Kenya is not that advanced. So there's some components that, like zippers, like the eyelets, we have to import from countries like India and Italy. But the beauty is that Kenya is a growing economy, and I want to focus also on manufacturing, that without manufacturing, a country cannot go forward. So we are calling on players to think, like the simplicity, because instead of us having to import parts like an eyelet, a shoelace, why can't we make it in Kenya? Because we export to international market. we have no choice but to meet the global standards of shoe making and shoe selling. So much as we get it locally, some things, the saddest part is some things cannot withstand the global standard. So that's why we have to import. Yes.
Do you have a particular choice when it comes to the kettle or rather the leather, because it is coming a time where we've been having this raging debate of our kettle should be vaccinated or not, because vaccinated one have good leather.
All right. Good question, Toby. The thing is, whether or not to be vaccinated as a shoe manufacturer is not the issue. For me is, am I getting the right quality of leather in Kenya? Remember, 90% of our cattle in Kenya are dairy. That means, because they are dairy, means they have udders. Because of udders sagging, when you slaughter the cattle, you get stretch marks because of the udders. So we're having a challenge as a shoe manufacturer that we had to go an extra mile even from the tannery to get the high quality leather. So here it's not a issue of vaccination, it's about animal husbandry. How are the farmers trained to raise their cattle? Remember in countries like Uganda, Rwanda, and a bit of Burundi, there's lush green vegetation. So here, you see, like for example, if you have an immunization mark, because leather is a natural product. Can you believe that if a cow is branded, or a tick, or it has been grazed by a barbed wire, it will also appear on the final leather. So for us, we are really struggling with the finest quality of leather. Because remember, we are meeting a global standard. And so when you take our shoes to a global standard, if they cannot meet, they're thrown out. Because nobody in the world is waiting for shoes made from Kenya. You must compete like shoes made from Germany, shoes made from India, shoes made from Italy. So there is no exception. So for us is, can farmers be trained on animal husbandry? Are they taking good care of their cattle? That's the point.
Then which type of shoes do you make?
Good question. Now, remember, shoe is a fashion. And for us here, we started with school-going shoes, which you are doing. And if you've never worn our school-going shoes, or if your children have never worn our school-going shoes, then they never know what the beauty of a shoe is. Now, we evolved from school-going shoes. Now we make shoes for all manner of weather. Right now, we are exporting to the whole of Europe, UK, United States, and Canada. So we make shoes depending on the weather. So right now, if we just spring from autumn, spring, there's just a container that has left. So we make shoes for all weather. Be they winter, be they summer, be they autumn, be they spring, we make all kinds of shoes depending on the weather at a particular time. Season of the weather. Yeah.
So and what's the future now?
Good question. The future. There's a lot of things that make us think how our future is going to be. Right now, we'll say it's dark for two major reasons. If we do not get more local orders, then the 120 people sitting behind me might miss a livelihood. Because of two major things. The price of leather has been going. Remember, the Kenya Council Administration is saying that leather is a key component of the key pillars. Leather is. And leather contributes into billions in the manufacture and even the GDP of Kenya. So if there's no honest conversation about the cost of turning chemicals, because we have seen the cost of turning chemicals, especially the importation tax, going higher and higher. And that has led to many tanneries closing down. So for us, that's a key thing. Are we going to survive on this leather? Especially the grade 1 leather that we use. That is one. Secondly, people should be encouraged to buy Kenya and build Kenya. That's the only way we can guarantee. Because imagine if you're able to sell a shoe in the United States, in the UK, that means we have met the threshold, we have met the standard that our shoe. So I'll encourage people to log into www.romika.co.ke and they can able to see our array of shoes that we make and those that we are able to export. So that's the future. So we need the Kenyan people support. We need them to buy our shoes. And in doing so, they can sustain the families of the 120 people we have employed here. The permanent and the 50 who are casuals, temporary. Yeah.
Hizi kampuni zingine established na bora mtu anaona atazua